Jax Pretzel here. Thank you for joining me for yet another video. So this one is a Valentine's Day sort of themed build. My idea was like when your Sims get married, there's sort of a secluded honeymoon escape location. So this was built on a 64 by 64 sized lot, and it comes out to a little over 311,000 simoleons. I think it's actually the most expensive build I've done, at least that I've posted on here. Honestly, the house itself probably doesn't cost very much. It's just, as you see in the thumbnail, the amount of fountain, technically, just ate up all of the money. So I had a vague idea of what I wanted this place to look like. So I sort of toyed with that a little bit. I knew I wanted a roof that extended over the actual size of the house, and by the back, well, actually, sorry, not the back, the side, where I'm putting the hot tub, there's a pool, and I wanted a little bit of designed shading, so that's why I did that little design thing hanging off of the roof. I originally wanted like straight, continuous, same looking sized lines, but I'd made a mistake in one of them. I made one of the strips thinner, and I was like, I actually really like how this looks, and I just went with it. I'm really happy with how that came out. So this is a 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom because it's meant to be a honeymoon couples escape vacation. You don't really need more than 1 bedroom or bathroom. So yeah, it's 1 floor, but it's actually really big. When I think about living spaces, the front, like an in section, not necessarily a hard time furnishing it. I didn't really know what to fill it up with. Anyways, you'll see how I get that done when I get there. This is something I don't usually do. I did the interior floor plan before putting in windows. This actually worked out this time, and why I chose to do this is because I always end up with awkwardly sized windows in the bathroom, and then I have to try and like find curtains that go with it, because I mean, let's say this was real life and you're walking by this house, and the bathroom window is just like a full-length clear glass window, and you just see some guy's junk while he's peeing and you're walking outside. That's generally something most people want to avoid. So I tried to make it a little more realistic with the windows, so that's why I did the floor plan before doing the window designs. I know that sometimes I change my windows in bathrooms when I notice that that's the room I want in that location with that window, but sometimes I keep it the full-length window, for example, because it has a nice flow with the rest of the house. Anyways, so I moved on to working on the bedroom. I haven't made a bedroom this big in a really long time, and I did struggle a little bit with it, sort of what items to put where, but I think I made it work. It's still not really empty, but it's still spacious, I'll say. So I started out with the red bed, the red couch, the red chair, a lot of red. You know, I wanted a lot of like reds and pinks for this build, since it is a Valentine's Day themed build after all. And I found that it was a little bit much, and I changed that right now to a pink, a light red pink. Other thing I kind of hate, personally, it's really not my thing, but it wasn't as hard on the eyes, like it wasn't as intense as the red was. So for what this build is supposed to be, it worked out. I have no idea what I was doing there. I just sort of, this is sped up 12 times, and even then I spent a good few seconds just not doing anything. I'm not sure what I was doing when I was building this. Huh, going crazy. Anyways, I was trying to find some relatively fancy, romantic, I guess, lighting for this. I didn't want to go with the simple stiff light that I love, because it illuminates everything beautifully. But I didn't really want to go with that plain old light that I always use. Alright, for this, so now I'm working on the bathroom, as you can see. I do like how it turned out, though I do find it's a little narrow. if I were to remake this house, knowing how I want it to look, the few things I would have changed is I probably would have made the bathroom itself one one square size shorter in length and one square size longer in width. I think that would have looked a lot better spacing-wise. I mean, it would have been a gigantic bathroom, but I would have made it work. You know, there's a lot more things you can add to it, like oh, what expansion did it come with? I think Spa Day. It came with Spa Day. There's sort of this floor lamp, I guess. It's wooden beams with a bunch of candles. That would be a beautiful separator for a really large bathroom, which I could have used if I'd made this a different size. But anyways, I think it turned out quite nice. You have everything you need and then some. So I did a small exercise room because, you know, you want to look good when you come back from your honeymoon. You want to look good for your significant other or whatever. I've done this in a few of my builds. I put a yoga mat and then I put as many mirrors as I can right around there. It's less for aesthetics and more for practicality. I used to do a lot of yoga, and I find when I did it back in school when I started doing it, you know, there were mirrors in the gym, so you can actually see yourself from a lot of different angles, and you can see if you're doing the position correctly. So I find it's really helpful when you're starting out yoga. I don't do it so much anymore, but when I do where I currently live, it's a little, you know, I don't have all those mirrors around, so it's a little harder to know if I'm doing it properly or not. Anyways, that is irrelevant. Okay, so as you can see now, it is still very empty. I have a huge kitchen, I have a lot of counter space, which is always great. And then I have this itty bitty little tiny dining room table. You know, it's 2 people, you don't need more chairs than that, you don't need a bigger table than that. So, you know, it's practical, it works, it's intimate, but there's just so much empty space to it. So, excuse me, I ended up adding in a bar, as you could see, sort of, you know, who doesn't want to get drunk when they're on vacation? Or sugar high with all the juice, I guess, since I don't think The Sims has alcohol. Yeah, so I decided to add a little piano. I chuck a guitar in there too. Yeah, that's pretty much it for the interior. Alright, so as you'll see, I do cut a lot of the fountain build. It kept cutting, like it kept just, I guess I tapped one too many times without noticing, and it just says, well, this doesn't work, it needs to be at least 1 tile wide, and it wasn't, and so I just sort of cut to when it's mostly finished. I do add a little bit more. There you go. That was my basic thing for it. I got fed up. I spent a good 30 or 40 minutes trying to get it to work. My keypad is just, my mouse pad, sorry, it's such a freaking little pain in the butt. Anyways, trying to add a little bit more, sorry, I was trying to add some plants. Thought about putting the grass at the bottom of the pond. It did look good, but I would have needed a huge amount of them, and it probably would have taken me at least an hour to put it everywhere, and it didn't need it, honestly. It ended up looking pretty great, even empty, with just like some plants, some trees, whatever, shrubbery all over here and there. It worked, you know, without needing the extra little grass. And thinking about it, if, let's say in real life, would you rather go into like a clear water or step on a bunch of like an algae-filled pond or whatever, you know? It's more pleasant to actually walk into, if that's what you're into. Anyways, so just doing a bunch of landscaping here. I do add some more, I'm gonna call it a pond, even though it is technically the fountain tool. It was meant to be a pond. I do add a lot more to that, make the whole build just seem a lot more secluded, because I did really want your Sims to have privacy. You know, it's a place for this couple to go to celebrate them, celebrate being together, alone, you know. I mean, if you're gonna marry someone or date someone long haul, you want to know that you can actually spend a lot of alone time cooped up with them. So yeah, here we go. I do cut this one. The side I had a whole bunch of trouble with, just like the back. Anyway, so that's the shape of the pond that I stick with. I had a couple of details here and there. I didn't want the deck itself to be too busy, so you'll see I do add a few things like a barbecue, picnic table. I think I added like a plant or two maybe. I don't completely remember, but I try to keep it relatively empty. I didn't want it to be packed up with things. And also if I did that it would be very redundant. I mean, most of the decorations you would add would be potted plants, but there's already so much foliage all around the build that it just seemed a little bit excessive. Yeah, so I'm just adding the final couple of details here, and we are getting to the screenshots in maybe a minute or so, probably less. Anyways, oh, this freaking lighting. I started doing it and I gave up on it because the only things it was lighting up were the trees and and the land outside of the lot. Don't know why I did that, but it did. Anyways, start with the screenshots. This house is available for download, and there's a link to where you can download it, and I'll link to my Facebook page down in the description below. If you like this, please give it a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button so you can know when I post more builds. Thanks, have a nice day, guys.